Right, welcome back, everyone. It is day 14. It is January the 14th. It is day 14 of our 21 for 21 virtual co-working. I'm going to be so eager to see who is with us today. We've got a couple of you in the waiting room. There we go. Hey there, Julie. And I think we've got Michelle coming in as well. Welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you. It is just 12 noon here. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you. How's your week been? Going well. Hey, Melissa. We've got our usual. We missed you for a few days. I think it's been a few days since we've had you here, Michelle. All right. Good. Well, welcome. It is day 14. Can you believe? We just started this process 2 weeks ago. Who feels like this is an important part of their day? I'm really
yes. Yeah.
It's kind of one of the only steady parts of my day right now. So.
Well, you know, in at least in this moment in time, there's something to be said about routine and consistency. We just moved at 12:01 this morning to a stay in place. We've been in weeks of lockdown and now we're even further locked down. So I'm enjoying that I had pre-planned this because you know what? I got a lot of time on my hands. So anyways, my voice is a bit better. You might not have heard, my voice was a bit off, but I think it's getting better. It got me through 3 speaking engagements in the last 24 hours. And so I have one more to go before the end of the day. But today it's about get into action. So that is the heart of this process. And I want to invite you to think about what getting into action means for you in this moment in time. With whatever you have on your dashboard, what does getting into action mean? For those that are just joining us, welcome. Thanks for joining us in the 21 for 21. It is day 14. And I would like you to think about what getting into action can mean for you. Maybe let's say this month, right? We're almost midway through the month. Is there something you want to really get into action around and have checked off the list by the end of the month? I'm going to leave that as a 30-second inquiry for you to actually take some notes around right now. Okay, so take a note. What is the one thing before the end of the month you want to do? You got more people coming on in, so let me let them in. We've got Yan, we've got Chiek Ming. My speaking in the last day, I've said, hey, join us at the 21 for 21. And people are like, ooh, that sounds exciting. So just a reminder, tomorrow is Friday. As you're taking note of what you can get into action around, I'll say it up front, I'll say it at the end. Our call next week, or sorry, not next week, our call tomorrow is actually at 3 p.m. If you have been commenting, if you have been doing your field work, I want you to go back and do your tracker. Let us know if you've completed your like days 8 through 14, because I will be doing another draw tomorrow. So we're in that week 2. We're in this messy middle right now. I hope that some of you will use this effort to get stuff done. Keep working on these worksheets. So welcome to the those of you who just joined us. I had put on the slide this question, what do you want to get into action around? So for Julie, getting the taxes done. What else? I want to stop my share and see who's in the room today. There we go. What is the thing you want to get done by the end of the month? EPAC, what is your task?
I have been very much on the planning phase of this virtual group coaching session. So today I'm just going to start with the slides, actual doing and executing. So move from planning to doing.
I like that. And you know, it's sort of fun, right? Like sometimes you have just a nano window of planning. I have to say this event, it just to be really like behind the scenes. I thought about doing this on maybe the 28th of, I think it was the 27th or 28th of December. And it was like on the back of a napkin. It was actually on the back of a sheet of paper. I just found it on my desk this morning and I thought, wow, like you can sort of just have a little bit of time and then you just build it as you go. And every day I've been building this. So, you know, it's possible and we have to get out of planning. I think if anything, just do the work, have the conversations. That's the most important thing. So what else? Any others that people want to share? Yan, you've got something in chat there. I'm just going to go over to my chat. Catching, that was Michelle. So Yan, month pitch an article. Ooh, pitch an article for publication.
Wow.
Fun. Michelle is going to catch up on organizing and finishing coursework and client work. And for Sherry, consistent writing time. So Sherry, I've loved seeing that. Are you working on a special project right now, or is it different projects every day?
There are two different projects that I'm working on, but I'm in a writer's mastermind to really try and support my developing writing as a means of communication with my clients. So that's the primary consistent writing I want to be doing.
Nice, love it. Notice Deb Luxton has added plan. I've taken action on a couple of things, but I definitely have a lack of planning. So, get into action. There's a new worksheet for today, as always. I want you to also think about your key action in the last 2 weeks and what's been helping you and hindering you. Because if we use this period of time as a bit of a microcosm, I want you to get aware of what are those factors that give you some acceleration, but also what slams on the brakes. Because 2 weeks is a long time in today's world. The patterns you've been seeing in this time will probably show up in other parts of your work. So we're going to get into action ourselves, but before we go there, here's just a lay of the land of where we've been. It's a different way of laying it out. I've left some blanks, and so you get a bonus bookmark, perhaps. I don't know what to give away, but can anyone name where we went on day 3, 4, or let's leave it as day 3 and 4. Does anyone remember where we started this journey 2 weeks ago? Clear vision, priorities. What did we do after priorities back on day 3?
Values.
Values. Who was that? I didn't see the speaker.
Oh, it's Yen.
Oh, it's Yan. Okay, Yan. And where do we go after values?
Was it
Customers,
consistency?
clients.
Oh.
Start with the end in mind.
Start with the end in mind. Yeah, start with
But
the end in mind.
I just want to tell you, I cheated. I looked at my notes. Okay.
Okay.
That was not out of here.
You know what? That's okay, because in today's world, you don't always have to look at your notes, right? Today's world is not about what you know. It's about how fast can you find stuff sometimes. So I'm being real. It's really interesting if you look at education and how it's changed. So that's part of why I wanted to do this, to see how are you accessing information? Are you trying to remember it all, or are you systematizing so that you have the one page or the clipboard, the whatever, to quickly grab it and use it and then forget it? Because you know what? There's a cognitive load to everything we're keeping in our brains. There's also a cognitive load. And we do want to remember the important stuff. I'm not saying let's forget, but is everything important? Probably not. So part of discernment and part of productivity, there's bodies of research around this and schools of thought. Part of it may be also, how are you segmenting information and being able to access information? Part of it is also thinking about how do you learn best, right? So you might go to the blog posts. Some of you have been following the blog posts. Others have been following the worksheets. And yet another way of looking at it is this very colorful spiral. So just notice, and you might want to take these down or take a screenshot. So where we went after, start with the end in mind, which is so key, is make it visual, work at our values and philosophies, be consistent, daily steps and consistent action, connection, relationships, remote enablers, and I think I'm missing one there, 4 R's, and what doesn't get scheduled doesn't get done, which is where we're going tomorrow, I believe, because I don't think we've done that one yet. So anyways, with that, let us schedule 21 minutes mentally, visually. Think about where you want to be at the end of this 21 minutes. And I'm going to start the timer, and I will see you in 21. Please take off your video, take off your mic, and we will be back. All right, welcome back. So that was our 14th sprint. I just want you to take a note. What is different about your approach to these sprints than the first day you did these back on January the 1st? I don't know about you, but I was just thinking the other day, gosh, it feels like 2021 has lasted a long time. I feel like I've had a lot of road already covered in the first 14 days of the year. Any reflections that you'd like to share in terms of like what you accomplished, or even that sort of more meta question of, what's different? What's different about you in these sprints?
I'll start. I'm finding we're in such a different space from January 1, and it's taking a lot more effort for me to adapt to all of these major events going on in the world and to bring my focus in to these 21 minutes. So it's not as regular for me being able to plug right into my focus 21 minutes. I almost need like a little warm up to get into it. And then I kind of get into my groove.
Good, but you're here and you're here every day.
Mhm.
So
Right.
congratulations. Yeah, it might take longer, might feel a little different, but
Mhm.
you find your groove. Yeah.
Right.
What are other people noticing? I'm finding my pile of papers is increasing. I'm continuing to do my editing, so I've got about, didn't check, I should have noted, I've got I think 17 more pages of the whole book to edit.
Oh, good job.
Oh,
That's like, it was a daunting task. I didn't think I'd even touch it. So Miss Sherry, you're also writing. What are you noticing?
I am. I'm finding that the time, I'm like Melissa, I'm finding it takes me about at least 5 minutes to sort of focus. But once I get into it, then it's like I don't have enough time. And so I'm anxious for the call to be over so I can get back to what I was working on.
That's good feedback though. That's really, really good
But I'm
feedback.
finding it helpful, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else? So tomorrow.
Well, I'm finding that,
Go ahead, Deb.
I'm just finding that it takes longer to get things done than I think. I have this idea, I can get all of this done in that 20 minutes, and it's never as much as I think. So, and I was just thinking in this last 20 minutes, like it's something I was working on, should this be a task that I try to delegate? I'd have to pay for it, to a VA or something. But is it really the best use of my time? As I'm understanding that it takes more time than I think. And I've always shied away from paying for stuff. Gotta do it because, I do have a VA and I pay her for certain things, but I hang on to a lot of things too. And then there's the idea, well, I got to put my spin in there, and so how do I get that across to somebody? So it's spurring up a lot of thoughts like that.
Interesting. So an inquiry to leave you with, Deb, and an inquiry, of course, being something you don't have to respond to at all. But what would it be like to delegate a little bit more, right? So sit and think on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Chiak Ming, I see you wanted to add something as well. Are you getting into the rhythm of like joining us at 1 a.m.? You're amazing.
Yeah, I said I was thinking tomorrow would be tough, but for me is so I've just started a few sessions, but what I really like is this 21 minutes put me in a full focus to do things that sometimes I procrastinate to do. And and it has been like, okay, I will dedicate this time, put my full focus and concentration. So that actually helps a lot, because then I want to continue, so I agree with that. It's like after that, I want to continue and finish up what I have started thinking.
Yeah. And I love that you've picked the hard tasks, right? When I was thinking about leading this, I was thinking, what is the hardest thing that I won't get done on my own? And it was the editing. I knew I would not find time. I probably wouldn't have found a big block of time. So again, 21 minutes. is all it takes. So tomorrow, day 15, we'll do a bit of a end of the week review. If you have not yet gotten stuff up on Facebook or in Conversation Sparker Zone, today is your chance. I noticed a bunch of you catching up saying, oh, I hadn't done this. So get your snaps in. I will get out my little tracker and start working on that. Well, we will be wrapping up next Thursday. As I've said, I'm committed to doing this again at the start of every quarter. So I will be doing another one in April, and I will be doing another one onwards. I will be starting in February a new mastermind. So it was funny that Sherry was talking about that. So some of you might have heard me talk about the Amplify virtually, but I'll be doing, this is going to be all about helping you magnify your voice and having rhythms. So there will be co-working, there are going to be special month-end planning sessions, but it's really about holding the space for you to come together in community to amplify your business or your projects or your tasks. So I'll talk more about that tomorrow. It will officially get kicked off the first Friday of February from 2 to 4 p.m. and there'll be 2 mastermind sessions a month. So with that, have a good afternoon. Anything anyone wants to share before they go?
Jennifer,
All right.
this has been great for you to share your time with us. Is there something that we can do to support you? Do you want us to write some testimonials or some?
Yeah.
I mean, how
Well,
can we
given that I'm
support
going
you?
to make, thank you, Yan. I would love that. 2 things that you can do. So 2 requests, if I may make 2 bold requests. One is if you, okay, so I would love you to provide a testimonial on your experience with this, because we will run it again starting in 2021 April. Okay, so that's like, get the testimonial in now though. The other one is like, I would love to really be able to use your data. So again, when we started this, I said, please take note of your tracking and where you are and where you want to be, because at the end of this, I want us to look at, yeah, and back to that wheel, I want to look at the wheel and what has shifted for you at the end of this process. That is my really big ask, because as great as PlanDoTrack and Coaching Business Builder have been, you know, there's been a lot of like anecdotal data, not stuff that I'm hearing and seeing playing out on a consistent basis. So that's a bit of a different ask, but a secondary ask. But please, while it's fresh, testimonial, you know, whatever you can share on this, and bring more people in. Last night I was speaking to 88 people, and I said, listen, we're just wrapping it up, but like, earmark this. I want this to actually be more than just like, you know, something we did at the start of the year. I want it to be a bit of a movement. And so while I'm saying quarterly, you know, things are moving so fast. I may find beginning of Feb, we got to do it again. So stay tuned on that. All right. Well, with that, have a good afternoon, everyone. We'll see you back here 3 o'clock tomorrow. Don't forget, 3 p.m. tomorrow. With that,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
take care. Bye.